Hey everyone, Legendary V19 here, and today we have a Mogami video for you. For the build, we're gonna go here for the aiming system mode 1, propulsion mode, no rudder build or anything, just concealment and a little bit more range. It gives us the dispersion. You can go with reload if you want, but it's gonna reduce the gun traverse speed, something we don't like to have any issue with. So we don't have the Ibuki yet. I'm not playing the Mogami as much as it looks like, but the last few days I started to enjoy it a lot. That's the results we have because of our commanders, the typical Mogami build, which most people can go with it. Nothing can go wrong. You can use any commander you like. It's just the one I'm using is the one that never going to come back, and it's Azur Lane Atago. So she's decreasing the detectability of the torps. Not very important, but it's important in destroyers as inspiration if you want to. And here is a magic trick, the arsonist, which gonna give us a little bit more fire chance and I believe more HE damage, but it's gonna increase by 10% the incoming damage to our cruiser, which is never too good, but as long you know how to protect yourself, you'll be just fine. Here, inspiration, Victor Einstein for turret reverse, and rune for more rudder and turret reverse at the same time. Why? Because the Japanese cruisers, they have a little bit of a problem with the turret reverse, and it kind of goes slow when you need them. They're not there most of the time, so that's a build that I stuck with all of my Japanese cruisers. And that's the result I have with Mogami, with not so many games I played, but hey, that's decent enough. Most of them I played solo, and the ones I play with divisions, of course, I'm gonna do much better and be more effective in the game. Now here is a stream highlight with Warrior Aaron and Pouch in a Kagero, Aaron in a Champagne that he was testing before the update because Champagne is gonna get buffed. By the day I'm uploading this video, it's two days before that's going to happen, and we are here just to test it, even though that's gonna be a test of the team being the team that it's always the blue team. You know how it goes, yeah. So we are in the northern waters. We spawn on Charlie, and that's where we're gonna be stuck for the first few minutes of the game, because when you play the Mogami or any other Japanese cruiser, it's not a cruiser that you like to get too close and personal with the enemy. Most of the time you're gonna find yourself either kiting, which you don't always have to. Sometimes you just need to find a nice position that covers you between islands, like you're gonna see we're doing here. We're still getting spotted in the beginning because there's plenty of ships to keep us spotted, but that's gonna be just fine. We're just gonna move a little bit more forward, a little bit backwards, until our ship is not gonna be detected anymore. And that'll take a while because it's still the beginning and it looks like the enemy team is pushing from multiple directions, but that's not gonna be any problem. There we go. We drop spot, we get spotted again, but it looks like nobody is shooting at us for the first few seconds. But even if they shoot, we still have an angle for the dispersion of the way it works in the game to kind of spread a little bit more, as long as we don't give that full broadside, and it gives an illusion of the person who is aiming at you that you actually are broadside to him, even though you're not. So most people will aim very wrong. Now, the problem here was the blue team being blue team, and for doing the most, annoying thing that can possibly become when you just want to have fun with your cruiser. As you can see, we have plenty of fun because we are just punishing the shores, because as you saw, we have the Azur Lane Atago commander, and it gives that extra fire chance, and in general makes the HE super dangerous. And the AP performance is not going anywhere. It can still be the same, but not anything extra. So there you go, first kill, and we cannot stay here too long. IOI is not our biggest threat at the moment. The cap will be taken by pods in the Kagero very soon, and now we're gonna have to figure out where we want to go next, because I cannot stay here for too long, and the reason being is our team for some reason decided that every single one of them wants to be in the same square of the map, which is the wrong move you want to do. It doesn't matter what kind of map you spawn, you never want to find yourself being surrounded by your own teammates. You want to spread a little bit, because eventually, as you will see later on, the enemy team, it's closing distance from multiple directions, and slowly you feel like you are, basically closed by every direction. So you go down even if you want or you don't want, because eventually they're gonna just sink everybody, and you don't want that. You want them to always think who they're gonna to shoot. But whenever you are, a very easy target for them by being in the same direction that all of the teams, the entire team of yours, it's there, you make it way too easy for the enemy to be like, you know what, I'm just gonna play and farm damage, because I don't have to try. The ship is there and I'm going to take it. For now though, paying attention already on the map, making sure nobody is going to hit us. That's a secret you wanna, not exactly secret, but it's a cruiser mind you always wanna be in, which puts yourself in a position that you're not exactly over showing that you are the one who is doing the damage and be that annoying ship. Sometimes you're gonna find yourself, most of the time, behind your team. So if an enemy ship doesn't look at you too often, they don't realize who is shooting at them. So us having so many ships in front of us keep us safe as long anybody on the red team will be smart enough to aim at us. But who is gonna aim at that far away and not aim at the easy target, which is the battleships, that they all sit on the same square of the map. And that's what we try to do at the moment. We got away from a position that we are feeling very comfortable, but we cannot stay there anymore. So we are talking at this moment with Aaron and Pods that we need to move on and do our own thing on the other side of the map, because our teammates are just gonna fall down like it happens most of the time. At the moment though, we're not gonna waste any time and just keep firing and not allowing them to have two caps for as long as possible, even though they're gonna get it at some point. That's inevitable. And there you go, our team is also in the plan to go down. It's easy for them. You make it so easy for the enemy, just sit on the same direction you're sitting. Even if you are in the vision or not, it doesn't matter. You never want to do that. You don't want to play selfish as well, but at least don't stay close to your brute teammate. You don't want to do that anymore, especially now that the will to rebuild got nerfed so hard that there is no point for you to depend on you staying on will to rebuild and not getting sunk, because the mentality you want to get in the game is do as much as you can and survive at the same time. Like sometimes if you know that someone is going to shoot at you, just be patient and don't show the broadside just so you can get that one extra gun on the back. Wait for the salvo to happen and then turn. Timing your salvo, it's always the best thing you can do, and the best thing is gonna help you to survive the rest of the game. Right now, we're doing the typical Mogami move that you always going to see with not even the Mogami, but the entire line of the Japanese cruisers, even the Suzuya, which is a premium version with smaller guns, but a very dangerous ship with more guns, smaller, but the fire chance is so huge because you put Azur Lane Atago, and that's helping a lot. Even in Yoshino, which is a much higher tier, but it works either way. For now though, we keep losing our teammates, which is not exactly what you want to see, but it was something we knew it's going to happen, and we're gonna just keep doing our thing. The reload on the Mogami is not the fastest one you're gonna have in the game, so you wanna make sure to have your salvos counted as much as possible. So, you can have the fires that we get non-stop and the damage that we get non-stop and just be effective. Because uh, out of 10, this cruiser is probably going to be at number 8. Between 7.5 and 8 as how effective can you be in the battle. Why is that? Well, you don't have a radar, so it's not like you're a cruiser that can easily just go and hunt destroyers. You can still do it, but it's gonna be the part where you're gonna struggle the most. And the way you're gonna show your guns, most of the time you're gonna find yourself being broadside, and you don't want to do that at all. Most of the Japanese, that's what happens with them. But in general, your guns are very big, higher chance, higher damage, and as long you don't get hit, that's the beauty of this line of cruisers. Don't get hit and keep hitting the enemy, and you're gonna have a very, very fun game. Even if you lose or not, it's nothing you can do sometime. The team is gonna be the team. Always find yourself, just do as much as you can, doesn't matter what. Now here, we're throwing the torps behind. We keep hearing Aaron telling us that, the destroyer is behind the map. So we're gonna figure out, what, just put the torps there and forget about them. If we hit something, that's okay. If not, that's still okay. We just put them there, make the water dangerous, and just keep damaging. But right now, there you go. Somehow he got spotted, he got overconfident, got too close, and got spotted by the spotter plane. And we leave everything. Battleships eventually are gonna go down. It's not a very hard target to melt down. The destroyer is something you wanna shoot the moment you get spotted. And there is a torps that we throw a while ago. And missing with that one, and there you go. We got the death strike because the destroyer overturned, and that's how we made it. We managed to do it. It's something talented? I don't think so. It was just there, making the water dangerous. There you go. Don't exactly expose yourself being broadside. The Colorado, though, is not the most accurate ship in the game, so it can still punish you, but I was confident enough that I can just move forward, and as long as I wiggle the ship a little bit right and left, I will be just fine, because he was almost going down. So, us three in a division survived the entire game. Why? Because we ran away from the circle that the entire team was sitting, and we spread our ships to go in places that the enemy will not expect you, especially the destroyer. It didn't have the most easy game that he was thinking he's gonna have. Now we see where is the carrier. He's on the other side of the mountain. He made himself an easy target as long as he shows where he is. Potts has no problem whatsoever to go after him. We still had enough time. The base is getting captured. We could still do that. There was still enough time. We didn't know if it was enough to win the game, but the enemy didn't make it too hard. Cleveland, a little bit more than half health. Well, it doesn't matter even if it's full health. Mogami and Cleveland, I'll go all day with Mogami, only if you have the same build as I have. The Cleveland can have a faster reload, and that's the only thing that can beat you from a Cleveland, the fire chance that he gets and the constant damage. But as long as you angle, don't allow him to switch to AP, because it still can be very dangerous, and make your salvo count every time, because you have a slower reload on your guns. You're gonna hit the Cleveland less. But if you have Atago as your commander and have that extra HE performance, you should have no problem whatsoever to deal with the Cleveland anytime, anywhere, it doesn't matter. And that's why we are confident that we can do it. We don't need to use our torps, we don't need to use AP. I know I can do it with HE. It's the damage that we get, it's so high that I was confident enough that, you know what, I'm just gonna stay here and burn him. I know I could switch to AP, but I just didn't want to. The entire game I just saw that we always had the HE. I don't think I switched to AP, not even once, and there you go. That's gonna be the last blow and the reason why we won the game. So that was a Mogami video for you. It's still good till this day in 2023. It's not a bad ship. You can always take it there and have fun whenever you want. Carry the team like we did over here. Have fun with your division. And always take care and not give broadside. Because the last thing you want to happen in your cruiser is getting blown up and not have a fun game. But anyway guys, take care. Like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you very much for being here. And we will have very soon more replays to show. So stay tuned. Legendary out.